If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and a child shall lead them.
The only one by the band Evanescence. Here we go. Oh, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
I like that. Bass. extend that point a little longer. Damn you. Damn you, guitarist.
Wow.
That was Evanescence, the only one. You seem to be really vibing with that song. What's going on with you?
Yeah, I love her vocals, and I love. It's gonna make me emotional. The way she just sells out with them, like she just takes what's inside and it just like, she puts it all out there, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So plus, well, I'll talk when I get to the end of the song. Go ahead and start.
No, go to the end of the song.
Well, again, this is. I'm probably taking something out of context here, but you were in a conversation with somebody and like you asked them, yeah, but like if this could be proved, then would you believe God? And it was one of those things where if you were being honest and you were really actually in a search for truth, then that information would have cleared it up for them, and then it would be like a no-brainer. It's like, okay, definitely. But the person said no, that they wouldn't. And so that reminded me at the end, for all our lives, we've been waiting for someone to call our leader. All your lies I'm not believing. Heaven shine a light down on me. So it reminded me of when people say like they want something, like they want to feel better, they want some religion or they want something, but then they don't want to accept what's there. And I don't think that's what she's saying. I'm just saying that's what it was for me. It reminded me of that moment. But then it's like people will say like, you know, there's lies, there's hypocrites and the Bible's full of lies and like all these different things that people say when they're trying to like get away from that. So it reminded me of that. And then when it said for all your lies, hold on, scroll up. I'm not believing, then heaven shine a light down on me. It was like, but at the end of the day, like even though that guy said like, no, I wouldn't believe it. Like at the end of the day, like I still think that he has something. That's why he was in the conversation in the first place.
Correct.
So that was so obviously anything that goes like in a spiritual direction for me it's gonna draw up more emotion for me, and I'm gonna love the song even more. But might have been a relationship song.
The line is pretty crazy. All our lives we've been waiting for someone to call our leader.
Yeah.
You know, we had this conversation with the Cole conversation a couple days ago.
And the Israelites.
Where it's like being on the other side of the cult discussion. Being the person that people wanted to turn into a cult leader.
I'm telling you, that would be a very successful documentary on Netflix if you heard from the cult leaders and what they all had to say about what it was like to be them and have people be like...
They had the Teal Swan person, but she didn't like the way that Hulu was characterizing her, so she stopped the documentary.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the negative side of having everybody be like, be our leader. That's what I want to see.
Well, she did talk about that. She did talk about.
But at the same time, she was still trying to promote her thing, and she came off looking like a really terrible person.
But see, she didn't look that terrible to me.
Well, you're that person.
Yeah, I've been accused of being a cult leader, so I probably have a vested interest in not seeing her.
She seemed like a salt of the earth there.
I think one of the prerequisites of being a good cult leader is that you have to believe that you're helping people.
Yeah?
Like David Koresh, he died with the folks. Marshall Applewhite, he died with his folks. The Kool-Aid guy, he died with his folks. You see what I'm saying? So there is a real sincere streak to cult leaders where they're sincerely believing that they're helping people, and it becomes this weird cycle where they're saying something and then you start getting this insane positive feedback from people. Because nobody's going to stay in the cult if the thing isn't
giving them something.
Yeah, if there are good consequences initially,
right.
Nobody's going to stay in the cult. So obviously, you're helping people, and then it gets to this point where it just gets to this terminal mass where it's like there's nothing really else to do. There are no other hoops to jump through, so it's like the final hoop is like, oh, let's see if people will kill themselves for, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a crazy thing to watch. You're not the only one when they all come crashing down midnight. You're not the only one. When they're so alone, they find a back door out of life. You're not the only one. So again, right there.
Yeah.
Like a back door out of life. Like a lot of these cults, like they end up, like everybody ends up dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like...
That part reminded me of like when, you've had significant losses in your life. And sometimes I get angry at those people. I know that they're not even here, but I get angry at them for what it's, because I never knew them. I've only known you, and I've seen what it's done to you. And so when I see those lines, we're all grieving, lost and bleeding. You know, it's like, because she said, when they're so alone, they found a back door to life. You know that you're not the only one. Like, we're all hurting, and you just increased all of our pain by what you did. You know, and I think that a lot of times, like, there's a real believable lie that says nobody really cares, or it's better for everybody if you're not here. And people start telling themselves that, like, sometimes I think that that's just, you know, jump in the back door here if I'm going crazy, but
yeah,
like, that seems to me, it's just, it's a convenient lie to believe and to engage in, so you can tell yourself, like, they're better, so you don't have to change yourself to be a better person for other people. Like, sometimes people are like, this is
being
just
in a cult.
No. No, I'm talking about when they, the back door thing, like, we're all hurt and grieving, like when people end their own lives because they're in so much pain. But it's like you just increased everybody's pain around you. Like, everybody connected to you, even your acquaintances, are going to suffer more because of what you did.
Right.
But people get to a point where they believe that it's better off if they were dead. But it's a lie. Like, there's very few, I mean, you know, the Jews would have been better served if Hitler was dead, sure. But not everybody. You know what I'm saying?
He's a singular.
That's a singular figure. But everybody acts like they're
example. Yeah. No, I
But I'm
agree.
saying, like, there are times where there are other issues, obviously. But there are times where people, like, you've been a bad person to people for so long that instead of, like, changing to be the type of person that people would miss if you died, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of being that person, you're like, you know what? Nobody's going to miss me. I'm better off dead. Well.
Yeah, the justifications people have when... I almost feel like people joining those things is kind of like their last-ditch effort to try to make shit work in this world.
I think so. I think that people can get to a point of chaos where they're like, yo, somebody bring some order to this. Which is why, you know, we've been wanting a leader.
Yeah, and you know, I've always said, like, everybody exaggerates and hyperbolizes Trump. But but you know, it's really interesting because I understand a lot of people like, oh my God, people are slavishly following Trump. People don't realize, like, in 2008, the hype around Obama, I mean, it was near messianic. Like, the guy, like, the way he was talking and how inspiring he was, like, it was near messianic.
Wow.
Like, I remember being at work and hearing people, like, bring up Kennedy and all this, like, when Obama... So it's like, it's just a human... It's part of human nature because all of us came about in families, and in families you have these little mini countries, right? Where there's a leader and there's direction and there's, you know, a sort of rhythm to life. And then you go out there and you become an adult, especially in a democracy, and there is no leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the vast majority of governments in the world have essentially been monarchies. There haven't been democracies. Democracy is a relatively new idea, and especially a new implementation application. I mean, obviously, when you look at our country, we have a bunch of unelected people doing a whole bunch of shit with our money so that's not a real democracy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, when you have a monarch, there's a figurehead. It's like, okay, we're going to war. We're not going to war. We're going to do this. We're not going to do that. And they have the final say, and that's easier. And so it's like, it's the same thing with churches. Like, there's nothing in the New Testament that talks about one singular guy running a church. It's always to the elders, plural. But when you have a plurality of leadership where you take into account the ideas of the laity or regular people, it makes things a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
You know, democracy is extremely complicated, and monarchies and dictatorships are not. And a lot of people at times would much rather just deal with one crazy guy who's going to give them leadership instead of, like, all this, you know, quote, democracy where it's majority rule or whatever. It's crazy. People don't know what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, there is that bent toward that kind of leadership towards people.
Yeah.
We're inclined in that direction because we want things to be. We want to know what to expect in the morning, you know. And so that was kind of like the irony of Trump, where on the one hand it was like he was this strongman type leader, but then on the other hand, like you didn't know what to expect from him. And I think that's one of the things that hurt him, especially when you're in the middle of a pandemic.
What do you mean we didn't know what to expect? Like what?
Well, what crazy thing was he going to say next? You don't know. You know, one minute he's calling what's-her-face horse face, and then the next minute
I
he's...
thought you were talking about Obama.
I'm talking about Trump.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was like, the only thing that he did that I didn't expect was when he went on that, apology tour. I didn't like. Bombing down all over the place, but...
Yeah. Johannes Hayes says, monarchy at its best is the best form of government. Monarchy arguably is the most natural form of government too. I think monarchy is definitely the most natural form of government for sure. I don't know about best because I think you could make a biblical case that First Samuel, the author of First Samuel, was at minimum a sort of theo-anarchist combination, right? Because they didn't want there to be a king, they didn't want to be centralized leadership, and so it was sort of like a theocratic anarchy almost.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that's the best, but I do know that the human impulse is to follow a certain kind of leader. And you even see this like in shows, right? Where the lead singer could say, "Get your hands in the air," or "Jump," or "Sit down," and everybody like goes along with it. And yeah, I mean, people are having fun. They're not really thinking about the psychology of it. But if you think about the psychology of it, who are you, one individual, to tell 10,000 people to do X, Y, and Z?
That's literally what I was thinking when Slipknot came out.
Yeah.
And he was like telling everybody what to do, and everybody was like doing exactly what he said.
And then you're like, I'm going to stand up.
I'm like, if this was church, and the pastor came out and he was like, everybody get, you know, like
I know.
people would have a fit, but because
I remember,
it's a concert,
go look at the Spit It Out thing, because I made that comment, Spit It Out, people went crazy. I was like, all right, well, whatever. But it's the human impulse. We all want cult leaders, and if you don't want a cult leader, you're probably a cult leader.
if you don't want to call it.
Yeah, like if there's no parts of you that craves that kind of leadership, then you're probably the cult leader. See what I'm saying?
So do you crave that type of leadership, babe?
No, I don't.
Well, does that answer the question we've been asking all these years?
But see, like I run the house democratically, don't I? For the most part.
Yeah.
And then
you run everything democratically.
Anytime I'm in leadership, I always run it democratically.
Even when you had your cult, it was.
Yeah, it was a democratic cult. Yeah. But
I kept trying to get you to be more about it. I was like, you can't have those people back there.
Yeah. Okay. Vlad, keep in mind, it's Amy's birthday, huh? So let's try to keep that in mind. What do you give this song?
A 9 point.
That was in 2006. That record came out in 2006.
Wow, that's crazy.
That means that was an early record, if not their first record. And I don't know how old she was when she wrote that song. But those lyrics are very freaking insightful.
Oh, yeah, they're wicked good.
They're really, really insightful lyrics into human nature at that young age. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Sadie, you absolutely could be a cult leader. 100% Sadie could be a cult leader. What do you mean? I'm not saying it would be a big cult. You know what I'm saying?
But you have the capabilities.
But, yeah, absolutely Sadie would be a cult leader for sure.
9.89.
9.89. Holy smololi, that's big. All right, 9.3. I like the previous song better from Maria Brink.
Okay, all right.
Vin, I was thinking of you guys doing Dwayne's song now and finish with my fifth one.
All right, what's Dwayne's song?
Absolutely. I'm assuming that she's got a link in our chat.
Or it's in the email.
Yes, we're gonna do the winner, because for Amy's birthday, she had a little trivia contest about her, musical taste, talents, whatnot. And whoever won gets a free song. And of course, Dwayne won the free song. So here we go. Or is this the old one?
That's the old one.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for her to send the new one here.
So hold on. Let me go in the chat. Let me see how she wants it done, or let me see where she's going to communicate it.
This is copyright safe. I checked. She said.
Okay.
Oh, the link's right there in the chat.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
good.
right there.
Yeah, because she can do that because she's an admin, right?
Right.
Okay. Perfect. Where is it? Okay. Let's see if I can copy it.
Should be able to. No.
Amy, send it to me in Messenger. Send it to me in Messenger. Song up and downloaded and all that beautiful jazz. We will be right back, dear listener. We got 2 more songs left for you, beautiful people. Stay tuned.